Have you ever watched years of projects and promises crumble in an instant? I have. There were no big scenes, no slamming doors. 3 a.m. A message. We need to talk. I'm sorry, but I can't give up this job. If you're not willing to follow me, it means you don't love me enough. And you know what? Enough. Enough always saying yes. Enough with endless days at the office. Enough with words swallowed for politeness. Enough always thinking of others first. Now we start over from Ellen. We start over from me. Florence, Pisa, San Gimignano, that's the classic Tuscan vacation. Better if you're a couple, of course. But I'm looking for something else. All I want to do is cycle.
Grosseto, stazione di Grosseto.
Now it's just me, the road, and the bike. No turning back. And no, that's not encouraging at all. Let's try to make friends with this place. So, I discovered the province of Grosseto is one of the largest areas in Tuscany. My friend said, "What's the problem? Tell its story." Me? How? Online, a vlog, an Instagram profile, something. I'm not an influencer. How do I do it? You just need to tell the story. And so, let's begin. At first glance, the Maremma around Grosseto seems like nothing but endless countryside. Who would have thought it could be all this space? Fields and farmhouses sprouting from nowhere. Tiny villages that probably have at most 100 inhabitants. The first kilometres take me from Roselle to Vetalonia, 2 small villages with centuries of history that were part of the 12 most powerful Etruscan cities. Cycling here is like travelling through time. Speaking of travelling, now this adventure is starting to seem like a good idea. Castiglione della Pescaia, first stage, complete. The secret of travelling by bike is organisation. Like in every aspect of life, really. Everything must be absolutely perfect. Your luggage must be transferred from one hotel to another while you're cycling. But not all hotels are willing to do this. So how do you organise such a detailed trip in just a few days? You learn to let go and trust the experts. It's the only possible solution. Yes, this is the right outfit. I've never had dinner alone. I've passed endless exams and even spoken in front of hundreds of people. But the idea of sitting down for dinner at a table alone paralyzes me. Okay, to hell with it. This is the journey of first times, isn't it? I'm doing it. Okay, now I sit down, calmly. I greet the waiter, and then the menu, and endless list of choices. What wine do I want? Which one do you recommend? Smile, breathe in and smile. What should I do? Should I go? Yes, I'll go. Cheers! Wake up, breakfast, pack the bags, pedal. You need to be disciplined to travel by bike. The route is set, the times too. The schedule is the schedule. One pedal stroke and then another. One pedal stroke and then another. I repeat this to myself for kilometres and kilometres as the road flows beneath my wheels. And then the blue. Lake Acesa. After so many kilometers, taking a break is necessary, especially in front of places like this. The water, nature. One stroke and then another. And then back in the saddle. Next stops, Massa Marittima and the Biancani Park. Back in the saddle, I cycle on a road with a little attention. Cars aren't a problem. This isn't the Tuscany everyone knows. No queues, no chaos, just nature, my route, the wind and freedom. Cycling past the hills rolling down to the sea, past the faces of the people fortunate enough to live in these places. I meet them while cycling through Nicoletta, Prata, Tati, Rocca Titurighi, villages that few people except them have ever heard of. One, two, 1, 2. The pedals now follow the rhythm of my breath. The bike is becoming more than just transportation. It's a confidant, a friend I can count on. I cycle through the Maremma Nature Reserve and reach first the warm waters of the Petriolo thermal springs, and then the cold waters of the Maremma gorges. It's a constant of getting lost and finding yourself again. Here, life has a different rhythm, a slow pace that resonates with nature. Pedal, stop, get lost, find yourself, start again. Pedal, stop, get lost, find yourself, and start breathing deeply again. Cycle to the top, to Monte Amiata. Monte Amiata is much more than a mountain. For the ancient Etruscans, it was a sacred place where sky and earth united. Still today, after hundreds of years, this dormant volcano maintains all its energy. You can feel it, cycling through the woods, walking through villages, touching the water. Or simply being here. Breathe, pedal and repeat. Breathe, pedal, repeat. It's become child's play. Maybe it was Monte Miata's energy, or perhaps it's a joy of fulfilling a small dream, managing to see a part of this place that feels straight out of a fairy tale. Sorano, Pitiliano, Sovana. Places where life and nature truly have... What the? Here it is. I knew it. And in the end, yes, I always have to trust my gut. Traveling alone by bike in a place where most of the time phones don't get signal is a really bad idea. Stop me if you can. When traveling, you're never alone. Even when you start alone, there will always be other people around. Smiles, kind or concerned looks. When you travel alone, people take an interest in you. They want to know your story or just see if you need a hand. The beauty of a journey isn't just tied to places, but also to people. What will I take with me from Montemerano? A wonderful piazza, breathtaking landscapes, and the awareness that a journey can't help but be shared, especially when you meet someone who travels like you, with the same way of embracing the road, of living and laughing, someone who becomes a travel companion. They accompany you to Saturnia, to the Mill waterfalls, for an aperitivo. Capalbio, to Cosa and Sidonia, and to see all the wonders of Argentario. Sharing pieces of the road together is essential, but now the time comes to say goodbye. Orbitello was the last stop I shared with my travel companions, but I'm sure we'll meet again sooner or later. It's time to continue. I leave Argentario behind and head towards the hills. Destinations: Magliano, Peretta, and Scansano, home of Morellino di Scansano wine. And then from here, back towards the sea. What is the sea? Before coming here, it was a holiday destination for me, a place to escape the heat. But the sea is much more than this, and I discovered it thanks to Paolo, creator of the Casa dei Pesci project in Talamone. With a good dose of imagination, a pinch of madness, and lots of courage, Paolo, who works as a fisherman, decided he would protect the sea from exploitation. He called artists and asked them to create sculptures. He lowered them onto the seabed in front of Talamone to defend the sea from illegal fishing. Knowing how to return is important, but first it's time for the last stage, Maremma Park. This enormous park stretching from Talamone to Principina a Mare has been a protected area for plants and animals since '75. Here, Maremma cattle are raised, spending their lives grazing under the watch of buteri, horsemen typical of this land. And with my return to Grosseto, the journey comes to an end. I discovered what I was looking for: myself, my strength, the awareness that I can do anything I want. Yes, even change a tire in the middle of nowhere.